It's all right now? Okay, hello. This is season 3 of the Mental Threads podcast, the first episode of season 3. Today is June 22nd, 2024. I am here with Miss Queenie Luv. How you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing good.
Wonderful. Oh, yeah, and I'm Toasty, by the way. I didn't even introduce
Right?
Yeah, so I can see people focus. Like I said before, I don't even talk about myself a whole lot. But yeah, how you doing today, ma'am?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Wonderful. Just got this whole setup. This is like the first time I had the setup like this, with the banner in the background. All thanks to Mr. Tay in the background. You're gonna be in the whole video, or you just?
Cut out, so it's just y'all two.
Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to be in the background or not. But yeah. So it's just like I've been looking through a lot of your do you say album mixtape? It's like a mixtape or album or EP?
It's an album and an EP.
Album and an EP, yeah. The Picasso 3.0 album and the art EP. Yeah, I know the EP for sure. I went over the EP, art EP, like multiple times and everything. But before we go into that, I just want to go deeper into your background. Where are you from?
I was born in California, but I was raised in South Carolina, Rock Hill.
Oh.
So, like, I have the West Coast influence and the Carolina influence.
That is dope. A lot of people move right to the Carolinas and everything, especially Charlotte, North Carolina. How many years you spent in California before you came here?
Dang, it's like a mixture. I say, like, okay, that's 3 years and then 4 or 5. So, like, 5 years. So, like, I moved out when I was, like, 3 and then moved back, moved to Milwaukee. So, a little bit of north in me, a little bit.
Milwaukee Bucks. Shout out Bucks.
And then came to South Carolina and then moved back to California when I was, like, in the 3rd or 4th grade. And then came back and finished the 3rd or 4th grade back in South Carolina.
And then to the present right now. And you currently live in South Carolina, or?
Yep.
Oh.
Still there.
Oh, in Rock Hill area, basically. Okay, don't want to be too fed with everything. It's like, I don't want to be doing all that, but I'm just getting a general.
You're good.
That's cool. 'Cause I work in South Carolina. I work like in Fort Mill area.
Okay.
Yeah, LPL Financial. That's the office job I was telling you about.
Oh, okay.
Everything, yeah. Little 9 to 5. Sometimes I don't have to pull up to the office and everything. So it's like, I only got to be in the office like 2 days out of the month, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, obligated. But sometimes I'll just be there just so I could be there, just in case, I got questions or anything like that. That's dope. I actually got an uncle that live in Rock Hill, too.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have, like, extensive family that lives in the Carolinas?
Mainly my step family and just them, really. I don't really have anybody in the Carolinas. It's mainly in California and Ohio.
Oh, California and Ohio. So that's where your roots go to, Ohio and California. Oh, so it's like kind of like LeBron James in a sense. Start from Ohio, just go to California.
LeBron James.
There's a lot of basketball references I'm making. My apologies. Just the finals just ended. I'm still in the grind for it. But yeah, so it's just like, would you say, like, in terms of like looking back, in terms of like the places that you stay at, like you mentioned like Milwaukee, and like you have been in Ohio a couple times, right?
I still go there now.
Oh, I still go there now. Okay, now and then places like California. Would you say that you're more connected to California or Milwaukee or the Carolinas?
Probably more connected to the Carolinas, but California is still there because it's still in my accent.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like, a lot of people be like, you do not sound like you're from the South. And then I'm like, I was here. When I go to California, they be like, you are country as hell. And I be like, no, don't say that. But, like, I guess.
Okay. But you have your own unique accent, basically, with a mixture of both sides and everything. Okay.
Because when I'm here, they're like, you don't sound like you're from here. And then I'm like, okay, well, my family's from California, so, and then that's when they're like, oh, and then when I go to California, they're all like, how do I, so like, that's how they talk over there. So when I'm over there, and I got that ain't, couldn't, wouldn't,
the little southern drawl,
y'all,
Carolina drawl. Yeah, I can't help it either. Sometimes I'll put in like a y'all or whatever. I never pronounce Concord as like Concord. That's how they say it. You're supposed to say it, but I always say Concord. Like every time. Concord Mills, Concord this. I don't know why, but that's just how I pronounce it and everything. It just kind of rolls with it.
I say Concord.
Okay. But in terms of the differences between California and North Carolina, what do you say the main differences, like, you know, in terms of like the experience of both?
Being in the Carolinas versus California.
Yeah.
I say California has a variety of people. It has a lot of food. A lot of food, y'all. 24 hours. Yeah, you could be like lit coming from the club and go to a 24-hour taco shop.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That sounds amazing. All we got is like Cookout and like Waffle House. Those are the main two places we go that's open. After COVID, man, that was it.
The food, In-N-Out. Every time when we go out there, I'm like, Mom, can we go to In-N-Out? Come on, we got to go to the taco truck. We got to go to In-N-Out. We got to do all of that. And then what else? It's just a lot. Like, it's a lot of people with a lot of fashion, a lot of people with the music. I say, like, I saw a lot of, like, you know, a lot of celebrities out there, especially if I went to, like, amusement parks and stuff like that. I remember when I was little, I saw Mindless Behavior, Princeton, and Iggy and Nick Young. That was when they were dating.
Oh, wait. Iggy Azalea?
Yeah.
And Nick Young?
Isn't that the basketball player?
I don't go deep in like celebrity relationships. I'm sorry.
I think that his name was Nick. I think so. I'm pretty sure. Don't come for me.
Please don't, please.
But like, I think so. But it was like, but I was young, so it was a while ago. They don't date no more. Like, that was a long time ago.
It was like in 2010s, I think.
More up.
2015s.
I was like a teenager. Probably like 2015, 14, one of those.
Oh, okay. But you still pretty much hold your experience in California dear and everything?
Yep. It's very much in my fashion. It's like, because when I come out, I don't dress like Charlotte, and I don't dress like folks in Rock Hill. So I mainly try to put where I grew up into my clothes.
Oh, okay, I see. I mean, I got like freaking horror people on my Hawaiian shirt.
I just now noticed that. I was like, oh, that's a nice flower shirt. And then you was like, I got horror, and I see Jason and Freddie. I was like, oh my gosh, and Scream.
Yeah, I saw somebody else wearing it like on an interview or something. I'm just like, where did he get that shirt? I went straight to Amazon. I'm like, okay, I found that shirt. And they got another one I wore. I think it's like white and red. And also I wore that to one music fest. I don't know where the hell that thing is at now. But it's like, oh yeah, it's a dope shirt. I said I just like, because it's summertime, so I just go like Hawaiian shirts and like jeans right now.
I love it. It's great.
Everything.
I didn't even know that. It made the shirt even better.
Yeah, I just try to be like comfortable as best as I can. And it's like, I noticed from your aesthetic, it's more like, how can I say, is it like spiritual? Like you kind of go with like earthy girl? Is that your aesthetic?
It's a mixture of, listen, look, I wrote it down because I told myself, like, hey, who is Queenie and how does she dress and what does she do and this, that, and the third, because I just wanted to, like, you know, make sure. Here we go. It's called My Style.
Oh.
My Style. As you can see, the page is very long.
Yes, I see that.
And I did this like in 2019, 2020.
Oh, so your style's been pretty consistent from 2019? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, that's dope.
It's colorful, it's chill, it's vintage, it's nerdy but cute, thrifted, it's baggy, oversized T-shirts, Vans, Pumas, ripped jeans, anything that's comfortable for me. I like to accessorize. Sometimes I'll have natural makeup or no makeup at all. And then I like my hair. Like, my hair is like a piece of me.
It's cute.
Like, to me, I don't wear a crown. So, like, my hair will be very exaggerated to be my crown.
Oh, okay. I can understand that. Like, because I got an afro and everything. I've been rocking an afro for years now. I'm really trying to put more, like, Jamaican castor oil in it and just sulfurate in it, just so I can be able to make it grow even longer. Cause like it would get big, but it never went past a certain like shoulder length. That's one thing. And I'm trying to see if I could probably grow dreads or something, or do something with it, later on or whatever. But I gotta do something with it. I feel like I need to change it up just a little bit because I feel like it's been too consistent. But so I know the key word in there is comfortable and everything. I know it's like because you're an Aquarius. And I'm an Aquarius. And it's like we love to be comfortable, regardless of what we wear and everything. My aesthetic is just like, I like jogger jeans, but I like the jogger jeans with the overalls and everything. I feel like that's my favorite article, like clothing in terms of like pants. And then it's just like sometimes with a shirt, I would just like any type of shirt, like not like any type of shirt, but it's like
you like funny shirts. You like shirts that show your personality.
Yeah. Like I like stuff with like cartoons on it or something like that, or like like there was one shirt I had way back. Like when I was in college, my favorite shirt, it was like, like Pulp Fiction and everything, where it's just like Jules, I think played by Samuel Jackson. They got on the shirt. It's like the same character with the with the hamburger, like the hamburger scene. What was it? It was like called Cowabunga hamburger. What was it called? It was like a fake hamburger place.
I don't know.
It was like a hamburger. He was on a hamburger, and like he was like, the aesthetic was like Super Mario Brothers. It was like real motherfucker brothers. That was my favorite shirt. I think I found it. I need to buy like a copy. I don't know what happened to my last shirt and everything, but that's a really dope aesthetic and everything. Comfortability, and you mentioned, what was the other thing you mentioned?
Colorful, chill, vintage, nerdy. I like to dress the era, like you can tell, like with my skirt. I like to dress in eras. I really like dressing in the 70s.
Okay.
If you see.
Oh, nice.
Like I like the diva stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
And I like to dress very old fashioned too. Like I like to dress like a pilgrim princess. They say, like sometimes you be dressing like a pilgrim princess, and I be like, yeah, because like some days I be wanting to feel like a pretty princess. You know what? I should put that on there. Pretty princess. Y'all here today to see me put that in there. Pretty princess.
Pilgrim Princess is crazy. I never heard of the aesthetic like that, but that's the cool thing about creativity. It's just like there's no limit. Like whatever feels like you just kind of roll with it and everything. It's just like I know you mentioned like you like the 70s aesthetic as well. What about the 70s speak out to you?
I just like the clothes. The clothes were so colorful and so flowy, and like everybody just looked like they just was having a good time. And there's also like the era of like love. Wait, was it? Oh, drugs, sex, and rock and roll. There you go.
That's what they called it?
That was what was going on. That was when they had that fest where everybody was outside.
Oh yeah, well, the hippie fest, but what's it called? Woodstock.
Yep.
Yeah, yep. I like Woodstock because like when I think about Woodstock, I think about DMX performance in 1999. Woodstock. I don't know if you heard about that one. Heard about that? You need to really look it up, bro. It's a dope performance. That was like one of my like every time I think about like performing and everything, I think about like DMX at Woodstock in 1999. He really tore down because it was nothing but like rock bands the whole day, and it was then him, DMX, being one of the few hip hop acts. He has a way of screaming, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, it's really dope. You should really look it up after the interview. Yeah, it's so inspirational to me.
It makes sense. I guess that would be like hip hop rock.
Yeah, for sure. And then it was just I feel like his style is like something that a lot of metalheads seem to like lean onto. Rough Rider. Tear it up. What did I say? Yeah, no, seriously. Like I listen to DMX so much, like especially lately and everything. Like even this morning when I left the strip club and clocking out, like literally, like it'd be in the morning. You're supposed to be getting to something like calm you down or whatever to go to sleep and everything. I'll still listen to DMX, just like literally just to get me through. It's like we able to drive home awake and everything like that. But that's nice. I really like the 80s and 70s as well as the 90s. Like 70s through 90s, it's just I don't know. There's just something about the 30 years. It's just everything seemed to be like in sync. I don't know, but it seemed like to grow and change according to how it was supposed to, like the 70s. I really like the 70s and just like black exploitation films that stretch between the 70s to 80s, and also the 90s, also hip hop as well, and also amongst other aesthetics, hood movies and things like that, and everything. So it's like you mentioned that people in that time just had more fun. And it's like what are some key things that you like about the 70s outside of that?
I say like
key people.
Key people?
Yeah.
Oh, I say the Black Panther era. clothes. I also like a lot of black too. Like I'll have my grunge.
Grunge. Okay, like grunge, not like Kurt Cobain grunge, or
Nah, you'll see it because look, I'm wearing a choker right now. Like
oh,
it'll show up in certain things. Like I'll still portray it in my outfits. Like it won't just necessarily all be black because I like colorful things.
oh, okay, cool.
I was like the weirdo kid that used to like the black paint and all of that and drawing the anime in the book and quiet and that's
That-
how I was.
I don't see that as weird. I feel like that's just interesting. I feel that's unique. Yeah.
Now, everybody wants to hop on it. But when I
Right.
was younger, they were like, "Oh, you watch that? You do this? Oh, you a little weird." Now they all want to jump on it because everybody else is hopping on it.
Yeah.
So, no.
They ain't start from the trenches. That Toonami. They don't know nothing about that Toonami days, that Inuyasha days,
Oh my-
that Dragon Ball Z days, the
What?
Naruto days. Nah, they don't know about
No,
that.
they don't know.
I love Yu Yu Hakusho too. That's one of my favorites. I love Yu Yu Hakusho. But back on to the artistry. I know, like you say that the '70s kind of inspire you in a way.
Yes, I like the big fur coats, the extravagance, the pinky ring, all of that. Like you know what kind of 70s. Like I'll have like yeah, you'll have like the I don't even know how to say
The
it.
vintage like aesthetics.
Yeah, but I'm talking more like the black 70s type of
Yeah.
clothing. Like
Like I be thinking one thing that pops into mind is Pamela Greer. I think that was her name. Pam Greer. The one that was in the Foxy Brown movie, Black exploitation movie. I think she was married to like Richard Pryor for a little bit. I'm trying to think.
ooh, shut your mouth.
Yeah, that one. she was Foxy Brown and Coffee, I think too. Yes, I love those movies,
All I can
bro.
think about is That's So Raven, where her and Chelsea was like, I'm, I'm coffee and I'm cream.
I love that show. That's so Raven was amazing. But back on the inspiration and everything, would you say that it inspires your music a whole lot?
I would have to say my family, and the reason I say that is because my papa on my mom's side, he was very musically inclined. I just learned that my grandma, her mother, played the piano, and then my dad, he sang in the church. My mom sang in the church. Her brother sang in the church, but my mom was real shy, so she would never sing, in public.
It's all right. I
And
understand.
then my dad, he didn't care. He didn't care. He was like, I'm gonna sing this song. So that's where I get that from. I'm never scared when I perform. I'm more just like jittery because I have to like do this in front of a lot of people. But when I get into the flow state, oh, it's a wrap.
Oh
It's a wrap.
yeah. Well, what do they call it? You ever watch Disney Soul? Was it In the Zone or something like that? You ever watch Disney Soul, right, with Jamie Foxx? You ever seen that before?
Disney Soul?
Yeah, it's Soul. Like it's like
Oh, you talk about that new movie? Yeah,
yeah.
I saw it.
Well, it's not too new. It's been out for a couple years now. It's like with
But I
Jamie
s- I saw
Foxx.
it.
You know
I
what I'm
saw
talking about?
it.
How they be in the zone and everything. Yeah. So
Yep.
that's basically what it is. To
That's-
put it in perspective.
There's a book that I got. I forgot the author of it, and it's called Flow. And it's literally like, in other cultures and stuff like that, they call it like your God state because that's like when you are in the zone of like, you can see it when you see a painter, you can see it when you see someone doing a public speak, you can see it when somebody's being athletic and they're doing their sport and they just like zone out when they're dancing or something like that. And they're just like in this constant, and it's so easy. That's the flow state, and the book teaches you how to make it happen instantly, like a power, like it's a ability for you to make it turn on your own, not just subconsciously.
No, see, the crazy thing is, like, I don't think there's any amount of science that can really break down what that is and everything. There's just certain things that just go on, like phenomena that just go on. It's like, how does that even happen? Yeah, so things like God state and everything, I feel like from things that we just can't explain, within our soul and our spirit. Like, you ever have dreams that you see in the future, stuff like that?
Yeah, and then I write it down, and then it comes true, and I'd be like, oh.
Yeah, you write it down. You're smart.
I tried to. Like one time, I remember I had like a crazy dream. It was crazy. It was like I don't even know. But it was crazy. It was just like it was like uh you know how the KKKs burned
The
cross.
crosses, yeah.
It was a black man that burned the Republican flag, and it was like
Shout out to him.
displayed everywhere. It was this is my dream though. It was like he burned the flag, and then like it just the whole world just went like crazy, and then like people were like panicking and running and running and running. That one hasn't came true though, and I was trying to like talk, but words were not coming out my mouth. And it was because in a dream I felt like I was one person, and I can't do stuff by myself to bring people together. So like that's what that dream felt like to me.
Wow, it's just like, dang, like after all the atrocities, like as soon as one guy just burns one Confederate flag, oh no!
They all lost it. Like, but it wasn't just them. It was everyone around the world. It was like everyone around the world was just like fed up with like how they were being treated, and it was just like they just went crazy.
Oh yeah, man. It's just like, wow. Do you feel there's a lot more civil unrest going on right now? I know it's like, I know they mentioned something about putting us like drafting us like in the war or something like that.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, I'm not too. So I'm about to get the hell out.
I heard about that.
I gotta get my passport set up right now. I'm going straight back home to Liberia.
Don't nobody want to. And then you have veterans that are talking about it because of how they treat them after they are finished using them.
Yeah.
Discard them. Like
Yeah.
some of the people on the street are homeless.
Yeah.
It's not
and they're
only-
veterans and everything.
It's veterans, is criminals, is some people that have mental problems, like
And where the mental problems come from? Trauma from the war. Because it's like, dude, like that PTSD is no joke. Like, have you ever watched the movie Dead Presidents with Lorenz Tate?
no.
You haven't seen
But I
that?
heard it.
Yeah, it's a really dope hood movie. It's like in the 1960s, 70s. It's like Lawrence Tate character decided he didn't want to go to college. He was going to fight in Vietnam and everything. So it's just like, basically they show you like just him going through that and then coming back to the States and just what life was like after that. Although he did have his uniform and Purple Heart, whatever, it was hard for him to find a job and everything. And it just became ghetto, just a whole lot of issues going on with that. So basically like a cautionary tale on why not join the army. And everything. So it's a really dope movie. Lawrence Tate is so underrated. We should definitely check it out. I'll definitely send it to you, the info regards to that. But it's like, I don't know, man. This generation, it's not a matter of being tough or whatever. It's just like we know so much about how things go now.
Now we don't even like
That it's just
that's
like,
not something we would want to like stand next to.
yeah, it's like just fighting in like Russia or in the cold Ukraine. It's just like, yeah, I'm cool on that. It's like you watch movies like Saving Private Ryan and things like that, and how quickly people like die and everything in those movies, getting shot or drown and everything. It's just like, I'm a warrior at heart, but not a warrior with automatic weapons type stuff. Like, there needs to be a better handicap with that. But enough of that. Let's just focus back on you, Miss Queenie Luv.
Wait. But if you, for the military though, if you are getting drafted, if you are the only child,
Yeah.
they won't draft you.
Yeah, I got a brother and he's not. If it had to be between me and him, I just go. No problem. Like if it was just no choice, yeah, I'll go. But it's just, I just can't do that. I just can't hear that news like, oh, I got to bury my brother. Like, nah. I don't want to live in that. I don't even want to think about living in that type of reality. But it's just, like I'm trying to get my family. We're going back to Liberia. I'm sorry. Like it's just, I'll get my citizenship set up and everything. Yes. Nina Simone went there. That's my roots.
Yes, she did.
I got family over there. The guy that played Kunta Kinte.
I know the movie.
Yeah, and he was a father in the Jeffersons. No, not Jefferson. Good Times.
Really?
I forgot his name. I feel so bad because he was in Coming to America as the father of McDowell's.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a Liberian citizenship. He always be in Liberia.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, you smell that, right?
Mm-hmm. You silly.
My apologies. I don't mean that. It's just I just hit me like, oh my God, what's going on? Like what? Not right now. All right.
I left mine at home. I'll wait till I get home.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I wasn't trying to bank on it going on here. But anyway, back on the Magic. I just want to focus back on you.
Yeah.
On your inspiration for Picasso 3.0 and everything. There was multiple songs on Picasso that I really like. One of the best song I like was Little Me and everything. I know that it was like a picture of you as a child on the cover and everything. In regards to the project, was it just basically like a letter to your younger self, essentially?
Yes, it was. Like from beginning to end, it was a letter. It was a letter to me to just look at everything that we have came across and just, you know, get it all out and let myself know that I was okay and to like not feel discouraged on this journey and to just like keep going. Because when I was younger, singing was all I ever wanted to do. I knew that I could sing before my parents knew I could sing. Because I was like mimicking Michael Jackson because I had a squeaky voice. So like I could. But like when I was younger, I could actually mimic it.
Yeah.
And then I remember the first time both of my parents heard me sing. I was very little. I remember I went to my dad and I was like, I can sing. He was like, no, you can't. And I was like, yes, I can. Watch this.
Be your own family.
And then I did it. And then they were like, oh. And then my mom heard me one Thanksgiving. We went to California and she was going upstairs to go sneak and like drink with her cousins or whatever. And she heard like a little voice singing on the karaoke and she was like, oh, whose little person is that? And she went downstairs and creeped around the corner and she was like, oh, that's my little person. So everybody was like, whoa. And to this day, everyone still encouraged me. They still tell me like, you got it, keep going, don't stop, all of that. Like I love it. I love making people feel good with music.
Through music. That's really, really dope. Because when I was listening to your music, sorry, I just gotta keep
You're
looking at
good.
the notes. And it's just like songs like Divine Object and Storybook. Because I really like Storybook and how it was very like chill and everything. You know, there's like a chill vibe, but also like I noticed like throughout the songs there was like a little bit of gospel influence as well. I know you mentioned your family sings in church
That's
and
where
everything.
The picture I'm at my papa's church.
You're wearing the all white. I thought it was somebody's wedding. Like, were you like flogging on somebody's wedding?
No, my mom used to have me and her match. So like when you look at the album cover, you see my mom standing beside me, and we're both wearing matching church clothes.
Oh,
'Cause that's where the fashionista come from. It came from her.
okay, that's cool. That's cool. And it's just like in regards to like how you're dressed for church and everything. Was it always all white, or did you just kind of switch it up? Like,
Switch it up. There's another one where I'm wearing like a floral dress. I might use that as another album cover because it's like the same of that picture, but I'm a little bit older.
oh, okay, maybe it could be like a sequel, like a Picasso 4.0, maybe.
I just like using my little baby pictures like Lil Wayne.
Oh yeah, no, that's dope. And also, I think a lot of artists do that too. I know Nas did that for Illmatic, and I think Notorious B.I.G. I don't know if that was a kid, that was himself. I think it was some other baby that was on the cover, which is weird. Like, why are you gonna grab somebody else's baby to put on the cover? Like, it was random. I thought that was you. But it's like, yeah. One thing I really like your EP art. I was banging that over and over and over again. I really like Muse and Strange Fruit and everything. You know, I like to listen to artists' music before I even pull up to the interview because I need to get a feel of like what their sound is and where they're going with it. And so like your inspiration. What was your inspiration for art EP?
Art? Okay, so that was when it was 2020 and COVID was going on, and that was also when the whole entire world was like marching for us. Like,
I was doing that too.
That shit was crazy.
I was stupid as hell to do that for George Floyd.
Listen, I was in my room and I was like, I'm in my room. I don't want to go outside because I'm scared I'm going to get something. But I wanted to do something. And during that time, I was heavily listening to Billie Holiday over and over and over and over and over. Like, I love her so much. Like swing it, brother, swing. Like, I love her
Okay.
so much.
I feel bad that I don't know like where that was
before,
referencing to.
Before everybody was like playing her stuff on TikTok, talking about in my in solitude.
Oh, that was Billie Holiday. My bad. It's just I
Strange Fruit.
yeah. Oh yeah, she
That's
did do
her.
Strange Fruit.
Kanye West sampled her.
Oh yeah, Kanye West did a whole lot of sampling back then.
Leaves.
He needs to go back
Let
to do
on
that again.
leaves.
He really needs to go back to sampling again, like that type of stuff, like the old Kanye.
Body swaying.
Oh,
Like,
that's
that's her.
dope. Yeah. And do you listen to Nina Simone a whole lot too, as well?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And besides Nina Simone and Billie Holiday, who else do you listen
Etta
to?
James.
Etta James. Etta James. Okay.
I sang one of her songs a cappella and won the talent show.
Oh, that's really really dope. What year was that? Like,
I was in high school.
oh no, hey, she was in high school talent show, y'all. That's dope. Started from the ground up. That is really really cool. Okay. Okay, back on the whole RDP thing. All right, I know you stated that you were very much inspired by Billie Holiday, but you didn't say that you were very inspired by Nina Simone and what was the last one?
Etta.
Etta James. Etta James, or
That's what I used to like listen to, singing.
oh, okay. So it's like, would you say that your family kind of introduced you to these figures as well, or just kind of seek them out yourself?
I found them.
That's the best ones. That'd be the best ones when you find them yourself and everything. It'd be like, oh wow, like I really connect to this person and everything. What do you feel like connects you most to Billie Holiday and so on?
I'd have to say just her love for music, but then also she still was an activist because she was friends with Maya Angelou. And I remember reading a book. Oh my gosh. It's not Why the Cage Bird Sings. It's the other one with women on it, but it's red. I forgot what the name of the book is.
She got a lot of books.
I know. But it's something woman on it. And in the book, she's like talking about how Billy would come over and talk to her, smoking a cigarette, and sing to her son to go to sleep. And then it also talked about her death. So that kind of also brought me closer, a little bit closer, like, oh. So, like, I just like her. I like her story. I like her songs. Now, I will say, though, that it was devastating when she did, OD and commit suicide. Like, that was, yeah. They talked about it in the story, too.
Do you feel like it was like drug use that got her to like want to commit suicide, or just happened accidentally through
It was love. It was love.
Oh.
She was getting abused by the person that she loved, and I want to say they like had a agreement together, kind of like Tina Turner. And,
yeah, those agreement type of love relationships are really
like,
really cold.
It's a lot. Like, you see Dorothy Dandridge went through the same thing, and she was an actress. Like,
Yeah, man.
it's a lot. And like when you have a lot of women that don't see themselves like that, like, sometimes it goes that way. And so, like, that's why Queenie Luv became my name, because when I was little, I used to want to I would only answer to Princess Chelsea.
Oh, where did Chelsea come from?
That's my name.
Oh, okay. I never got your name. I only called you Queen.
Yeah, that's my real name. But like, I would only answer to Princess Chelsea. Like, they'd be like, Chelsea, and I would ignore them until they say Princess Chelsea, and I would turn around. So I'm no longer a princess anymore. I'm a queen, and I like Queenie because it's cute, and then Love. I didn't want to be the Queen of Hearts because I didn't resonate with that personality.
Yeah.
And like when if you see the Queen of Hearts, like she done decapitated all her husband's head in the moat.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know that. Decapitation.
She had many lovers and decapitated their heads.
Oh yeah, decapitation.
That's why everybody was like afraid of her, off with their heads.
That is not a healthy thing to do to somebody.
So that wasn't my personality. I was like, well, I like love, but like I want to be the queen of love, like actual love.
And what does real love mean to you? Like,
I like the study of it. I like the nature of it. I like to read books up on it, the psychology behind it, and also like you can put love with anything. You could put it towards yourself because I do. All of my songs are about love, all of them. Even the ones where I'm just having fun because I'm talking about the love that I'm sharing or experiencing with my friends, with my family, with myself. And then you also have the heartbreaks too because you still got to put that in there. You still got to put the sadness because with love, you still get pain. You still have to go through that. And then it's just like, come on anew again. For the most part, most of my songs are written as uh like a
Like a love letter or
affirmation.
affirmation. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they're written like affirmations so people can recite it to themselves and they can program it in their brain subconsciously because psychology knows that the easiest way to influence the human brain is through song. And then if I were to go into like Christianity and all of that, like it's a thing.
Okay.
Well, now I know not everybody is, but like they always be like, Lucifer was like, the angel of music and da 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 da, and I'm like, okay, that
Then he,
makes sense.
then he got kicked out of heaven. The whole
Yeah.
going against God thing wasn't really
Yeah.
well received.
But like we all love music, and I don't think that anybody should be afraid of music just because like somebody was like portrayed as like no, music is a way that not only humans, babies in the womb can hear. Because I was that baby. My mom was like doing something and my dad had the music all loud and I was in there. I don't know what I was doing, but she said I was in there moving and grooving. And then she was like, look, 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 look. And then he turned down the music and I stopped moving.
John was breakdancing in the womb. Okay, I see. It's
And
like, hey,
then
turn that up.
She was like, she's not doing it. Turned it back on, started going crazy. He turned it off. She was like, no, she stopped. Turn the music back on. And then animals respond to it. Cats come to me when I'm singing. Plants, if you got a garden, if you sing and talk to your plants in a good way, they gonna grow. They did a study where you talk to a plant negatively versus positively, watered them at the same time.
Yeah.
And the one that got talked to negatively ended up
Dying.
brown, wilting, yellow, all of that. And then the other one was flourishing.
I wish I would have understood that when I had my bamboo plant. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fine. All I gotta do is just give it some water, walk away. I had it near the sunlight, and it died.
Oh, you gotta talk to
I felt bad. I felt so bad. I was actually trying to get that to bring more good luck too. So I might have to get a new bamboo plant pretty soon. Yeah, like back on the subject of love, how would you idealize love? Like, because I know it's like everybody has their different versions of love. Like, oh yeah, he has to have money, he has to take care of me, or
Oh,
oh
talking about with
yeah,
a person? Because I was gonna do like abroad.
like abroad. I mean, just idealize in general. Like, what would how would you idealize love? Like, in reality, like, what is your idealization of love in general?
Love to me is not stopping to improve yourself, learning, because when you're with someone, you're not going to know how to love them. And also it's the same with your friends and with your families. Like you have to figure out that person in order to show them that you care. Because the way that you want to be loved is not necessarily how the next person would want to be loved. And I feel like if that person is willing to work on themselves, or if they already have it, but every human's not perfect. As long as that person is making sure that they are trying to better themselves, to be able to show that they care and understand you as an individual, and be able to come to you and feel safe about anything, because it's not just about forgiveness and all of that. Like you have to be able to know when to come to that person and be like, hey, I have this. If you can't do that, then that's a problem. That's already an issue. If you feel like you got to go through hoops just to tell somebody, like, that's too much. If you like feel like you walking on eggshells, that's not it. Like you gotta really be in tune with your body and your mind at the same time when you're around people, because sometimes people get attached to toxic things, and some of them don't know that it's wrong, and then you got people that know that it's wrong and they're trying to fix it
or trying to settle for it because they feel like they can't change it.
Yeah, like it's so many stories that I've seen of my friends. Like not all of them, but some of them, and I try to be like, amen, and I'll try to be there. And then like you have love for your friends, and like sometimes you see them dealing with a abusive relationship, and you want to be there, and like that's a whole different other love too, to try to be there so that you can But if it's too much for you, then you gotta go, cause no. You still got to protect your peace and your mind at the same time.
Quoting Beyonce, to the left, to the left.
You still got to, yeah.
Yeah, but no, thank you for that. It's like, I don't know. I feel like this generation's kind of weird when it comes to love. It's just like, I feel like things are just very shallow when it comes to things like that, like matters like that. That's why I feel like people like really have a tendency to like glorify and idealize the 90s and early 2000s a lot, because I feel like, or even before then, because it's just like, it just felt like people were more authentic with themselves. And I feel like for you to love somebody, you have to be really authentic with yourself and like what do you want in life and what your purpose is. And it's like, if you just like want to be the type of person that want to just hook up with many different people, that's fine, but just keep it real about it, because everybody wants to get more experience with everybody else, but really have a plan to really like make space for someone that God or whoever you might consider as a higher power brings into your life, to whether if it's just to improve you, to really help you grow, or whatever that is. It's all about also becoming that safe space as well. And I feel like there's a lot of maturity and growth that comes with love that I feel like people don't really speak on. It's always about like me, prerequisite, what do you bring to the table? They turn into an interview, and it's like, bro, like, what is this? Come on, just, do you even like this person? Like, do you even like hanging out with this person?
Them? Do you like the things that they bring, or the people that are around, or the stuff that they have, or the things that they have created? Or do you just like that individual?
Yeah. Do you have respect for that person? Like, I feel like respect is like,
That's
like the bottom line. I feel like that's the bottom line. Because, like, if you don't respect someone, you're never going to love them. And I feel like that's one of the biggest things I had to learn growing up. It's just like, anybody that doesn't respect you can't love you. It's emotional attachment at that point, Yeah.
And then sometimes you still got to, like, teach people your boundaries, too. Because some people don't know. And then until you say something, because some people could just not say anything and just get mad and then just, like, blow it up and then not even give it a chance for it to actually grow.
Yeah.
Versus someone that has went and set their boundaries.
Yeah.
And that person continues to do it. They say that if that person keeps doing it more after, like, I want to say it's 30 days.
Dang, 30 days? That's the time?
I think it's 30 days or 3 months. Because, like, a habit, in order for a habit to program in your brain, it takes 30 days.
Oh, I thought it took 21 days.
Is it 21?
That's what I heard. I don't know. Maybe it's 30 days.
Well,
somewhere in the... Oh, yeah, like about a
month.
Basically a month. Yeah, like basically a month. But it's like...
you need to give that, like, a time.
A time limit.
Because I remember somebody had got upset with me, and it was like, what? It hadn't even been like, it was like 2 weeks. It hadn't even been 2 weeks. Like, they had got upset, and I was like, whoa. Wait.
And then they just kind of like, afterward, they would like cut you off, or just like went out the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. Just kind of get used to it. Like, one thing I've noticed is just like people, like, I feel like social media kind of like really, ruin the concept of love, because everybody, they more focus on the option side of things, like, especially when you're scrolling down, all you see is a bunch of faces and everything.
And I try to make people on my page know. I'll be like, look, I'm a human being behind the screen. Just because I'm a sexy being, okay, don't mean that I want you. Do you know what the siren is? The siren will seduce you and your lover. But the thing is I don't want you. I got too many other things that I'm worried about. So you must enjoy the show and get on.
And keynote for people watching this, siren was in mythology is like, basically like mermaids, so they would just kind of bring people down. Just want to make that note. Just in case people like, siren, you talking about like police sirens? What you talking?
The art of seduction.
Yeah.
A siren is like the person that like uses her looks, or well, it's mainly, but like anybody could be a siren, but they use their looks and stuff like that, and smell, all of that. I love Robert Greene, so like I read a lot of his books.
Thank you for reading. Oh, see, I need to get back to reading. Man, now you're inspiring me. Like, dang, I'm reading like no books. I feel like, dang. It's just like.
But that was for charisma. My bad. Keep going.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, no, I know we spoke about the concept of love like for a minute. I want to swing back to the year 2020. Was that the last time when you drop your art EP and everything? And when do you drop Picasso?
I think it was 2022.
Okay.
Because I looked at how Kanye West was advertising Donda, and he was doing it for years. Like, he was wearing shirts, hats, all of that, to subconsciously program into people's brains. And I want to say there was this show that I watched when I was younger about how to program stuff in people's brains, but it was like a magic show.
Oh.
And like, he kept putting milk everywhere. Like, you got milk posters, a glass of milk on a table, a glass of milk like on somebody's t-shirt. It could be anywhere, just out and open, just as long as the camera panned to it or like went by it. And then at the end of the show, he asked us to make a form of a glass in our head and what kind of liquid was in it. And I thought milk, and then he broke it down. And I was like, oh, but I was little. So I started doing it in my music.
Oh.
So when I went, like, I studied the algorithm and I wanted to go viral, and I ended up doing it.
Oh.
Right? That was also during quarantine.
Nice. You made most of your time. I'm like, dang, what did I do?
No.
I'm delivering pizza.
You're good. But for a little bit, I didn't have a job. So, like, that was, like, enough time for me to... I don't know how I survived because I don't live with my parents.
Oh, okay.
I just had money saved up, and then I got a job, and then I started.
She did that thing.
I started programming it into people's brains. Like, when I was doing TikTok videos and making people laugh, sometimes I would put the album cover in the TikTok.
Oh,
to put it in their brains.
That is cool.
Then I changed my icon on my Instagram as the album picture before it even dropped.
Yeah,
and then I kept putting it in people's head for about an entire year. So 2020 to 2022, I am advertising this because I wanted to get 1,000 streams, and I didn't know how to do it. And I'm like this small town girl. I barely go out sometimes. And when I do come out, people be like, yo, where you from? Da-da-da. And I'm like, you'll never see me again. Like,
I'm a figment of your imagination.
Yeah, like, it's good. So, like, doing all of that, like, it was just fun. And then, like, I would try to teach it to my friends. And what's crazy is I was practicing it on my friends before I did it on me. But the time span that I was doing with them, I would do a month.
Oh, okay.
Or I would do 2 weeks, and I would be like, you need to advertise this for 2 weeks every single day. I don't care if you get 2 likes. I don't care if you get 1. Post it.
Yeah.
Because even though they skipped it, they still saw it.
Yeah.
That's why when people are trying to, like, advertise for events, they only do, like, 2 days before the event. And I'm like, no, you need more time, because if you're sitting here trying to tell somebody to do something, they're not going to do it if you do it the first time. You need to keep programming it, keep doing it.
Keep putting it in there. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like trying to advertise this podcast, because that's one thing I'm literally got to beat myself up over. Because I'll leave it on my profile just so people can see it and everything. Because I know the logo itself is pretty, like,
beautiful.
Thank you, appreciate it.
So great. I love it so much. Like, it's like growing of the mind, the learning, like, you're still... That is so beautiful.
It's actually because sewing, that's like, because, sewing it, like the needles and everything, like it's fabric. So that's where the whole mental threads kind of came from. I saw the logo first before I even put a name on it. I was like, that's a cool, like, image and everything,
right?
And I'm like, okay, brains. Okay, yeah, we think with our brains, like mental, and then threads, like, okay, like sew it up. And that's like the actual, catchphrase for it. Sew it up, which I didn't say in the beginning. Oh my goodness, I'm already starting rusty. Yeah, but it's, it's just something that I had on my vision board, and then I just try to make it happen as best as possible.
Let's go.
Yeah, so it's like, that vision board is just right there. So every time I just see it, and I'm like, wow, I'm actually doing it now. Like, now I'm making it live. Ain't it crazy? It's live.
That's a form of subconsciously programming it in your brain, but you're doing it to yourself. Because if you see it every day, like I have sticky notes on my mirror.
Oh.
And like, even though I may not read them all, my eyes still see them.
Yeah, it's still pretty much in your what's that
vision.
word, in your vision, your line of vision. So it's just like, so it's like vision boards are really, really important to me, because it's like at the end of the year, I always start in the beginning of the year, and then at the end of the year I kind of look back like, oh wow, I did that, I actually got that done, I got that situated, I actually made time for that, and it just kind of makes me, kind of motivates me to keep going. So it's like, now you're the 151st episode. Actually, this is the first live episode, so it's like, which I appreciate you for showing on for. But in terms of like getting it out there, I'm thinking about just pretty much just getting the logo and like the barcode and everything, and just kind of putting a sticker like in the bathroom, or where there's a lot of like foot traffic, like at a mall or at a gas station, because that's what Wolf, Long Live Wolf, I don't know if you heard of him. Long Live Wolf, you ever heard of him, the artist Long Live Wolf?
I know songs.
You know songs,
but I don't know people's names.
You don't know him? You probably might see him. Let me just look him up real quick.
I know people's songs, but I don't know their names. It's really weird.
Yeah, like this guy. I had him on the podcast too. Yeah, he always
I follow him. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I was like,
he always puts his stickers up. He was here actually for the Adrian Nice podcast, which is how I know like the studio, the lab here.
how we follow each other? I don't even know.
You probably just seen him. That's what it is. That's because he literally puts pictures all throughout Charlotte. So I'll pull up to University. I see a picture like of his logo and like the barcode, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's him. That's Wolf right there. Shout out Wolf. And it's just like, when you scan the thing, you get all his discography and like all his links and everything. So it's like, it's all about just kind of putting yourself out there. And I want to just start like with just the pictures and the barcode thing, like how he does. So it's just like, just things like that, just putting it out in the open and stuff like that. So it's just like, so that's what really your main thing. It's just like putting it on TikTok and everything.
And talking to people, because I'm Paul Revere.
Oh, Paul Revere. So do you meet a whole lot of people? Where do you usually go to meet people? Like
Charlotte. I met you that one time. I play games. I play this video game where I try to go up and talk to as many people as I can and try to remember their names or remember something about them.
What do you remember about me when we first spoke?
That you were an Aquarius and that you had a podcast.
Yeah, now you're on the podcast. And we even began this conversation confirming that we're both Aquariuses. That it's like, about that event. It was Drew Billion's event in September 2023. So we haven't seen each other since September 2023.
But we still kept talking though, and that's also a thing when you're trying to like talk with people. You have to make sure that you keep a genuine connection with that person and keep conversating. And I don't think people realize that. They think that if you just follow them, that's a wrap. So like I have people, I move emotionally. So people who I care about, they're the people that can get me out of my room and go hang out with them.
Okay, yeah, no, I feel that. And like, I try to keep up with a lot of people that I've interviewed on the podcast a lot, because, we got a lot of talent here in Charlotte. So it's like, that's my way of just kind of networking with everybody to kind of keep us close. It's like, if I just keep interviewing them for the podcast, so I keep inviting them to the podcast, so we just keep keeping an update with each other and everything. And not only would it just kind of help the network kind of grow, but it's like, if I want to recommend an artist to work with another artist that I know of and everything that I feel like that's impressive, and then they could work with each other, they could create something, because that's what Atlanta does. Like, everybody works with everybody, and it's just like, I feel like we really need to take a note from that. Like, I was at Dreamville Fest, because I'm always at Dreamville Fest, but it was like this panel with JID was like pretty much answering questions, but I had to stand in line behind, and I was like the last one of the last people. And this one dude kept asking questions, right? Like 3 questions in front of me, and I wanted to punch him in the back of the head, like, hey, you only get 1 question, bro. And I just asked the question. It's just like, to Jid, it was just like, JID, like, what can Charlotte do, like, as a city to really, like, grow? Because we have so many talent here, and I don't want it all to go to waste. It's like, man, we really could have made something happen. I don't want to be a woulda, coulda city. I know it's coming. Go in the 2020s. I feel like it's coming, and I feel like taking these steps to actually set up a podcast episode, connecting with people, keeping up with them on social media, doing that connection, keeping the networking going. I feel we could really carry on to something much bigger, as a city, whether if it's a music, film, events, or whatever. But back on the event, it was Drew Billion's event, correct? And it was like, what was it called? I forgot what it was called.
It was, you talking
it was
about
like
September?
Yeah, it was like Charlotte Sparks event. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yes, it was.
Because Trey Rhodes was also my friend. Trey Rhodes, which I also had on the podcast.
Okay.
He be throwing a lot of events, and that was one of the events he was throwing, and that's where I met a whole lot of other artists there too, which I will get on the podcast. Shout out Hadex. Shout out Sam Deneva. Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm trying to set them up next weekend.
Those are my Bart Smart people.
What's Bart Smart?
Okay, so before a while ago, I don't know if you know who Face God is.
Face God. No, I do not.
Yeah,
My apologies.
It's okay.
Sorry, Face God, if we meet later.
That's who's gonna perform today, but it was Face God and DJ Toast.
Okay, it's already taken from my name already. You gotta
but
pay.
You're Toasty.
Yeah, I'm Toasty. Yeah, Toasty. It's me. Okay.
So they would always have Tap In Tuesday. Every Tuesday we would go up to this bar called Bart Smart, and everybody, it was open mic. You sign your name on a piece of paper and then go. So that's where we all came from.
That's cool.
So whenever you say their names, if you say Hodex and Sam DeNova, and who else?
I know.
I've been trying to bring other people.
There was another guy. Oh my goodness! So I'm trying to remember. I know I got a list of them. I know I got a list from the people I met at.
Talking about Lance.
I don't know if his name was Lance, but I know I got a list of people that I was supposed to interview for the podcast. So the bucket list.
Then we got Zena.
I know they're here somewhere. People that I want to. Okay, no, that's not it. Oh my gosh.
I don't think Dee Dee performed at Bart's, but I met her at dope events. So. Oh
my goodness, I'm seriously trying to find this list. Why am I not finding this list? Gosh. It's somewhere. But basically a lot of them I met at the Drew Billion's Charlotte Spark event and everything, which I plan to get back at them, Hadex and Sam DeNovo. Is it DeNovo or DeNevo? Because I know he's Sicilian and everything. DeNovo. Okay, I don't want to mess up his name. Most definitely we're gonna get them on the podcast, and I know we're kind of running low on time. We just gotta be able to close it as best as possible.
You're good.
It's been a while since I've done this and everything. Yeah. I want to thank you for hopping on to the podcast, Miss Queenie Luv, or just want to keep it Queenie Luv. I can't call you Chesley, or it's just
it's whatever. I go by a lot of names, Queenie Luv. Some people call me Moses.
Yeah, where did Moses? That's your middle name, right?
That's my last name.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna go super federal. I'm just gonna let whatever. Just gonna put it to.
I used to play basketball, so that's what my friends called me at school. So they used to call me Moses. So it kind of stuck with me when I went to college, and then.
Damn, we're gonna have to save that for the next one. So I'm like, damn, Moses. What did Moses got to do with basketball? Dang,
that's what they called me. They be like Moses.
Okay.
It's my last name, so I'd answered it.
Okay. Your last name is not just a nickname or anything. But I would like to thank you for hopping onto the Mental Threads podcast. Sew it up. Episode 1. No, seriously, I really, really appreciate you for hopping on, because I would have never been able to set this up without you to set up the tone for the rest of the season. I'm trying to hit 50 episodes for the end of the year. Go. Yeah, let's go indeed. And it's just it's the first step to getting to that goal. So it's these next 6 months, I'm really just trying to lock in, and it's you're the first step. You're definitely the first step. Is there any last words you want to go on to the crowd before we go off?
I just want y'all to know that you're beautiful. You're amazing. Also, make sure that you spend time with yourself so that you don't need no outside influences when you're trying to make decisions, because nobody knows anything but you.
Understood. Nobody knows anything but you. Don't let the haters get to you. All right. Thank you very much, Queenie Luv. And for all y'all out there, you got to check out Picasso 3.0 and Art EP by Queenie Luv. It's just all on Apple Music. Just Apple Music?
Spotify, Pandora, Google. It's everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay.
YouTube.
Dope. And what else? What was the last one?
YouTube.
Oh, yeah. YouTube.
I got
definitely
music
YouTube.
videos, too.
She got music videos, too. Yeah, definitely. I'm going to drop all the links in regards to this episode on social media as well. And I would like to thank you, Miss Queenie Luv. And that's it for the Mental Threads Episode 1, Season 3. We're sewing in and we are sewing out.